Mr. Chair,
Congressman Marcoleta.
may I respectfully seek guidance from the Chair?
Yes, please.
Earlier, Mr. Chair, my staff, I instructed my staff to include my name in the list of interpellators, and the COMSEC said that it is not possible that my name be included. She was asked whether there is some basis for this in our rules. What is the basis of this sex? Answer, Mr. Chair.
I will include you, Congressman Marcoleta.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Before we continue with our inquiry, nais ko po balikan ng kaunti ang mga pangyayari mula sa ating huling pagrinig dito noong nakaraang araw. Maalala po natin na sa ating nakaraang hearing, nagkaroon po ng resolusyon ng ating committee na patawan ng contempt si Atty. Atty. Lopez, Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President, on the ground po that she has unduly interfered with the conduct of these proceedings. While Atty. Lopez presented herself as respectful or courteous, nakita po ng committee na ang kanyang mga sagot at mga pagkilos mula nang mag-umpisa ang inquiry na to ay evasive, uncooperative, and untruthful. Ang suma total at kabuuan ng kanyang mga acts and responses ultimately convinced the committee that Atty. Lopez was guilty of interfering in and frustrating Congress' exercise of its power of legislative inquiry. Halimbawa, isolated incident lang raw ang kanyang paggal kay Yusek Gloria Mercado sa DepEd. Subalit napaamin rin siya kalaunan na may mga iba pa siyang mga tinanggal na opisyal sa DepEd kahit na hindi siya opisyal nito. Paulit-ulit din pong sinasabi ni Atty. Lopez na wala siyang alam sa utilization ng confi funds ng OVP. Paulit-ulit ito na sagot. Subalit may mga dokumento at ebidensya kagaya na lamang ng mga sulat sa COA at testimonya mismo ng iba pa nating resource persons na nagtuturo kay Atty. Lopez bilang involved hindi lang sa pag-request ng confidential funds kundi pati na rin sa utilization at liquidation nito. Inamin ni Atty. Lopez na sila ng kanyang assistant COS na si Limuel Ortonio ang nakalagda sa sulat ng COA patungkol sa liquidation ng confidential funds. Inamin niya rin na nag-issue siya ng isa pang sulat na tinatangkang pigilin ang COA sa pag-comply ng isang subpoena mula sa... Tingnan po ang totality of Atty. Lopez acts. Malinaw na mayroong clear, persistent, and willful attempt to interfere, frustrate, and defeat the inquiry undertaken by the committee. At dahil dito ay nahatulan siya ng contempt under Section 11F of our Rules of Procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. Ngunit, it seems na ginamit ang pagkakataon na ito upang i-distract at i-divert ang atensyon ng publiko palihis sa mga issue na tinatalakay natin. Mula Miyerkules hanggang Linggo, wala po tayong narinig na kahit na ano pang pagtugon sa mga findings noong nakaraang pagdirinig natin. Sadya pong pilit na tinatabunan ang mga tanong ng taong bayan ukol sa magkaibang pirma ni Kokoy Villamin mula sa acknowledgement receipts ng DepEd at OVP, pati na rin sa mala Superman na paglipad ni Edward Fajarda sa 27 lugar sa Pilipinas sa loob lamang ng isang araw. Imbis na sagutin ang ating mga katanungan, ay nag-stage po ng malasige sa loob ng Kongreso at nagpaunlak ng kung ano-anong kwento ukol sa pag-detain kay Atty. Lopez. Let me set the record straight. After Atty. Lopez was taken into custody by our Sergeant-at-Arms, madami po tayong in-extend na concession sa kanya at sa Vice Presidente. Humingi sila ng extension sa visiting hours kay Atty. Lopez. Pinagbigyan po natin. Kahit lagpas alas 7 ng gabi, dumating ang Vice Presidente noong Huwebes. Hinayaan po natin bumisita kahit hindi na visiting hours. Noong sinabi nila na may medical concern raw si Atty. Lopez, pinatingnan po natin ito kaagad sa medical director ng Kongreso para ma-ensure na physically stable si Atty. Lopez. Nung nag-request si Atty. Lopez na payagan siyang umattend sa kanyang physical therapy session para sa frozen shoulder, pumayag po tayo. Sabi natin, bigyan niya lang tayo ng schedule nito at sasamahan siya ng security personnel under kay Sergeant at Arms. Nag-request ulit si Atty. Lopez, magpapasama raw siya ng companion sa kanyang silid. Ang sagot po natin, okay, pwede kasamahan ng isang miyembro ng pamilya mo. Gusto raw po ni Atty. Lopez ng additional security personnel. Pinagbigyan din po natin. May request pa si Atty. Lopez, pwede raw po ba payagan ang personal physician niya na bumisita sa kanyang araw-araw? Sabi po natin, okay. Sundin lang po ang guidelines ng ating Office of the Sergeant at Arms dahil ang opisina nila ang umaasikaso sa seguridad sa loob ng Batasang Complex. Kahit na hindi visiting day ang Sunday, nung nag-request po si Atty. Lopez na payagan ng council at OBP staff niya na bisitahin siya ng linggo, hindi po natin tinanggihan ito. Ngunit nilagay nila sa security risk ang buong Kongreso sa pagpupumilit ng Vice Presidente na manirahan sa loob. May notice pa po tayong natanggap noong Biyernes, mag-walking exercise raw si Vice Presidente sa loob ng Batasang Complex. Bandang hapon ng November 22, siguro noong naging malinaw sa OSAA na mananatili ulit ang Vice Presidente sa loob ng Batasan for that night, nakatanggap po ang ating committee ng report mula sa OSAA reiterating that the continued presence of the Vice President in the House of Representative Complex has disrupted its normal operations and has jeopardized security. Dahil po sa urgency ng concern ng OSAA, nagpatawag ako ng special meeting of the committee in accordance with Section 37 of the Rules of House of Representative, which states that special meetings may be held by the committee, which may be called by the chairperson or by 1/4 of all its members, provided that the members shall be notified in writing or through electronic mail or instant messaging, indicating therein the date, time, place, and agenda of the meeting. Sa special meeting na yon, this committee unanimously resolved to transfer Atty. Lopez from the House of Representatives Detention Center to the Women's Correctional Facility in Mandaluyong. Para sa hindi pamilyar sa ating rules, nakasaad po sa Section 11 na nasa discretion po ng committee kung saan i-detain ang isang tao na nahaltulan ng contempt. The rule states that upon order of the committee, a person cited in contempt shall be detained in such place as the chairperson or acting chairperson may designate. Sa tanong kung bakit napagdesisyonan ito at ng committee na ilipat si Atty. Lopez, ang primary consideration po rito ay ang seguridad ng complex and to alleviate the strain caused to the staff by the continued presence of the Vice President and her contingent sa loob ng complex. Lalong-lalo na po ang mga security personnel natin sa OSAA. May breach of security protocols and contingent sa loob ng complex. Lalong-lalo na po ang mga security personnel natin sa OSAA. May breach of security protocols and guidelines of the House of Representatives on the conduct of visits to detained individuals. Kahit na ilang beses po tayo nanawagan sa Vice Presidente, patuloy pa rin po ang kanyang disregard and brazen non-compliance of the office orders prohibiting visitors from staying overnight in the premises of the House of Representatives. Today po sa hearing na ito, Ni-request ko rin po ang Sergeant at Arms, retired PM General Taas, to be present and report on what really transpired sa transfer kay Atty. Lopez. Pero wag nating kalimutan na hanggang ngayon ay wala tayong natatanggap na malinaw na paliwanag kung bakit binudol ang mga kawani ng AFP na maglabas ng mga sertipikasyon na gagamit. Natatanggap na malinaw na paliwanag kung bakit binudol ang mga kawani ng AFP na maglabas ng mga sertipikasyon na gagamitin pala ng DepEd sa pag-justify ng kanilang paggamit ng confidential funds. Kahit na wala namang natatanggap na pera ang AFP mula sa DepEd confidential funds. At oo, isang misteryoso pa rin para sa taong bayan ang pagkatao nitong si Mary Grace Piatos. Sa bawat pagdinig po natin, patong-patong po ang mga natutuklasang kababalaghan sa nangyayari sa 612.5 million na confidential funds ng OVP at DepEd. At panawagan ko po sa taong bayan na huwag po natin hayaan na ibaon ang ating mga katanungan gamit ang mga diversionary tactics. Now we continue our legislative inquiry on the matter so we may ask the most important question. Ang legislative inquiry on the matter so we may ask the most important question. Ang pinaka-importante po sa tanong, saan po talaga napunta ang 612.5 million pesos na pera ng bayan? Maraming salamat po.
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Defensor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can we confirm kung pang-ilang hearing na po ito ng Committee on Good Government?
Ang pito na po ito ngayon.
This is the 7th hearing of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. Mr. Chairman, will you agree with me if I said that if only all the resource persons attended and told the truth, it would take this committee only one hearing to conclude its inquiry on what happened to the funds of DepEd and OVP. Is that correct, Mr. Chairman?
I totally agree, Congressman Defensor.
Mr. Chairman, tama rin po bang sabihin na kung naipaliwanag lang ng mga resource person ng mabuti kung ano ang ginawa sa mahigit 600 million na intelligence and confidential funds, instead of evading and not attending, ay may closure na sana at hindi na humaba ng ganito ang ating hearing at hindi na nagkaroon ng ganitong insidente. Tama po ba, Mr. Chairman?
Tama po.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I hope that this serves as an example na kung hindi sila dumadalo, lalo pang tatagal at hindi po titigil ang chairman ng committee ito sa paghahanap ng katotohanan kung ano ang ginawa nila sa pondo ng bayan.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr.
I now call on the committee secretary.
Ang chairman ng committee ito sa paghahanap ng katotohanan kung ano ang ginawa nila sa pondo ng bayan.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr.
I now call on the committee secretary to provide the committee an update on the invitations, requests, correspondences, submissions, and compliance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Prior to that, may I recognize Honorable Raul Daniel A. Manuel from Kabataan Party List, Honorable Christopherson M. Yap from the 2nd District of Southern Leyte. Present with us today is Ms. Cholita Tiong, Director for Finance from DepEd, Ms. Annalyn M. Sevilla, Undersecretary for DepEd, Ms. Yaruna Catalan, Chief Accountant of the Department of Education. Your Honor, may I also call on that legal counsel for another legal counsel for Mr. Tenido and Ms. Rabago to please enter his appearance, Attorney Ino. Not present. Thank you, Your Honor. Moving on, Your Honor, we have here some of the resource persons sent their excuse letters. For Attorney Zulaika, she is not present today. However, she is confined in the Veterans Medical Memorial Center. May I read the contents of her letter?
Yes, please, Comsec.
Okay. Your Honor, she wrote, I write in the matter of, this is a letter dated November 24, 2024. I write in the matter of the privileged speech and the motu proprio inquiry, and in specific relation to the subpoena at testificandum scheduled for November 25, 2024 at 10 in the morning. As you may have been made aware yesterday, November 23, 2024, in the Veterans Medical Memorial Center. May I read the contents of her letter?
Yes, please, Comsec.
Okay. Your Honor, she wrote, I write in the matter of, this is a letter dated November 24, 2024. I write in the matter of the privileged speech and the motu proprio inquiry, and in specific relation to the subpoena at testificandum scheduled for November 25, 2024 at 10 in the morning. As you may have been made aware yesterday, November 23, 2024, I was admitted and confined in the Veterans Memorial Medical Center and was subsequently diagnosed with acute stress disorder following the series of incidents leading to my eventual transfer to the said government facility. In connection with the same, I am sincerely and humbly hoping for the kind consideration of this honorable committee in excusing my appearance for tomorrow's hearing. I have attached here with a copy of the Certificate of Confinement dated November 24, 2024, issued by VMMC. Thank you. Signed by Attorney Zulaika T. Lopez. On the second page, Your Honor, there's a Certificate of Confinement. It's signed by Drs. Eloisa S. De Guia, Dr. Attorney Mario L. De Castro, Dr. Joan May G. Perez Rifarael, and Dr. Maria Antoinette Gabua. It states that she is being managed for acute stress disorder after presenting with difficulty in sleeping, anxiety, and intrusive symptoms in the form of nightmares, flashbacks, and avoidance, alongside with the diagnosis of musculoskeletal strain of both shoulders to consider chronic adhesive capsulitis, spinal asymmetry of the thoracic spine, lumbar spondylosis, and after presenting with shoulder pain with limited range of motion and back pain. This certification is issued at the request of the patient and is not intended for use in any medical legal context of proceedings, Your Honor.
Thank you.
For Your Honor, yes. For the other submissions, Your Honor, there are 5 actions from the previous hearing. We have issued a subpoena duces tecum for the COA to submit the documents on the Davao City confidential funds. They asked for 5 calendar days for compliance due to voluminous documents, Your Honor. There was also a request for the submission of the acknowledgement receipts, voluminous in amount, to the NBI for forensic examination of handwriting and signatures, and to the PSA for verification of the existence of the names. It is being requested, Your Honor, in process. As to the detention order and contempt order, we have with us here present Mr. Ortonio, Attorney Fajarda, Mr. Fajarda, and Ms. Acosta. As to the submission of the OVP of the special order to the SDOs to attend the programs of the OVP in the various satellite offices, the reason why the others were not present in the previous hearing, and to submit the program activities attended by said SDOs, none has been submitted, none have been submitted to the Secretariat, Your Honor. As to the show cause order of Attorney Rosel and Abella, she submitted the certificate of appearance issued by Makati RTC Branch 60 on the date, Your Honors. That's it for the administrative matters.
Is Attorney Abella present?
No, Your Honor.
She is still absent?
No, not present today, Your Honor. Not I'm aware of. Can you please take your seat, ma'am? I would like to recognize the presence of Attorney Rosel and Abella, Counsel of the Office of the Vice President.
Thank you. The Chair would like to recognize the Honorable Senior Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Don Gonzales.
Mr.
Congressman Louise,
Chair, may I just inquire whether the three others who were separated from the DepEd, along with Yusek Mercado, were invited for today's hearing?
Your Honor, DepEd provided us with the electronic mail address of Attorney Brady De Castro. We sent an invitation. However, for Attorney Ablan and Mr. Arnuco, we coursed it through the DepEd because we have no information as to how we will give it to them, Your Honor.
I respectfully move, Mr. Chair, that we continue on inviting these resource persons, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Comsec, please take note of the manifestation of the Honorable Jinky Luistro. Congressman Mika? Okay, Congressman, with the indulgence of Congressman Mika, the Chair would like to recognize Congressman Dan Fernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm just looking at the certificate of confinement of Attorney Zuleika Lopez. I'm just wondering if the doctors will have certified this certification are around.
Comsec, may you know if the doctor or doctors are present in today's hearing from Veterans Medical Center?
No, Your Honor.
Or anybody from our medical doctors or medical team who can answer some query from this representation.
I think the Sergeant at Arms. Pardon me, Secretary General.
Maybe
The
our
MDS
in-house doctor.
Because
Can we invite
the reason, Mr. Chairman, that I wanted to ask this because she is being managed for acute stress disorder. So meaning if this is a acute stress disorder, this is short term mental health condition. And basically, itong gantong klase ng mga sakit ay hindi masyadong mahaba yung proseso, as I believe on this diagnosis. That's the reason why this representation wanted to ask any medical doctor to confirm to us yung pong yung diagnosis sa kanya. Papunta na.
Comsec?
Para at least we can find out no kung hanggang kailan siya will be handled on this diagnosis.
Currently requesting the presence of MDS personnel, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay. Sige, we'll be asking them in a while,
Later.
Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, can I also
Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez, you're
Recognized, yeah.
recognized.
din po dito sa Certificate of Confinement na pinirmahan ng isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat na doktor mula sa Veterans Memorial Medical Center. If I may read the ng kanyang mga doktor na hindi po siya physically
The reading of the transfer order by the LSB Executive
Zuleika Tanglao Lopez, a 50-year-old female patient, is currently admitted at our institution. She is being managed for acute stress disorder after presenting with difficulty in sleeping, anxiety, and intrusive symptoms in the form of nightmares, flashbacks, and avoidance, alongside a diagnosis of musculoskeletal strain on both shoulders to consider chronic adhesive capsulitis, spinal asymmetry of the thoracic spine, lumbar spondylosis after presenting with shoulder pain with limited range of motion and back pain. This certification is issued at the request of the patient and is not intended for use in any medical, legal context or proceedings. The reason why I read this, Mr. Chair, is totoo po na meron po siyang certificate of confinement. Kaso lang hindi po naman po sinasabi dito ng kanyang mga doktor na hindi po siya physically
The reading of the transfer order by the LSB Executive Director
managed for acute stress disorder, anxiety, and intrusive symptoms in the form of nightmares, flashbacks, and spinal asymmetry. This certification is issued at the request of the patient. Po siyang certificate of confinement. Kaso lang hindi po naman po sinasabi.
The reading of the transfer order by the LSB Executive Director outside the room of Attorney Lopez and only by the window was at 12:10 a.m., where a few minutes after, Attorney Litogo, OBP Counsel, arrived at the House Detention Facility. BP Duterte and Attorney Lopez held an online press conference via Zoom at 1 a.m. at the House Detention Center. This was done without the permission of the vomiting. General Taas allowed the entry of Dr. Tiamson from the EMT DDH to check the medical condition of Attorney Lopez as requested by the OBP protocol officers. While this was going on, the Sergeant-at-Arms requested for the ambulance from the PNP, and the ambulance arrived at 2:59 a.m. This is to ensure the secured transport of the patient. The PNP ambulance exited Southgate at 3:08 a.m., escorted by the SAA LSB officials and PSPG patrol cars. On board the LSB patrol are the following LSB personnel: Melvin Beltia, Jokno Tuquero, and Miss Angeline Joy Gimasad, headed for Veterans Memorial Hospital. At 3:45 a.m., Attorney Lopez was reported to be in stable condition as per report from the LSB team. Miss Gumisad, and per assessment of the doctors from the Veterans Memorial Hospital. BP Duterte instigated the transfer of Atty. Lopez to St. Luke's Medical Center at Quezon City. The convoy arrived at the